Hi everyone, welcome to my Module 2 presentation for my TE206 class. For this assignment, we looked at different tech ed bloggers and saw the different benefits that we can take away as future educators and different resources that we could use in our future classroom. So to begin, I looked up Holly Clark and all of her different platforms. My favorite one was her TikTok account. I found it to be really engaging, although it wasn't nearly as popular as her blog is. I still liked going through all of her videos and watching her. She's really fun. So I linked the TikTok here. I also have screenshots of it above. And the specific video that I decided to talk about was 3 things I would never do in an AI training for educators. She seemed very educated on AI training, and most of her blog was about training educators to use AI, which I believe is really good because a lot of educators, including honestly myself, have primarily just viewed AI as a scary kind of platform to use, and just out of fear of like students cheating and not using it ethically and responsibly, that there are still good benefits that come from websites such as this. So my comment was, this is very insightful, especially as AI becomes more and more prevalent within our daily lives. The tool isn't going anywhere soon, so it's important that as educators we adapt. And then obviously the hashtag UNKTE206 for that one. And then let me go here. The tech tool highlighted in this TikTok is Holly Clark's specialty in teaching educators how to use AI and the benefits that AI can have within the classroom, instead of just talking about the harmful aspects of chat GPT that can sometimes scare educators away from AI, as I talked about. And then the ISTE that would go along with this one is Learner for a teacher. Educators continually improve their practices by learning from and with others. Let me pull it up on my website. Exploring new tools and strategies to support students and model lifelong learning. And then the indicator for that one will be indicator C, stay current with research that supports improved students' learning outcomes, including findings from their learning sciences. And then the state-specific would be for high school, which I would also use more AI in high school, just because it is harder to navigate and to do it ethically when students are younger, so I would save it for high school. And then as a social science teacher, I found it in the computer science area, which would be apply digital literacy by assessing the validity, accuracy, and appropriateness of information. So basically just the appropriateness of when to use this kind of technology. And then, honestly, even I could show that video to my class, or any of Holly's trainings for that matter, just to teach them a little bit more about, obviously, the appropriate use of AI. And then I decided that would be good for high school, and so did the Nebraska State Standards. So that was perfect. I linked it here so that it could just easily pull up. Okay, there we go. And then my next one is the Richard Briney, I'm not sure exactly how to say that. One EdTech tool featured in this blog is the Prologue Q2Go, a communication app designed to help non-speaking children and adults express themselves using symbols and customizable vocabulary. Just pull that up here. The one that I used is right here. It is not a free app, but it's still accessible for education. I commented on that one. Well, it was making me want to pay and sign up, so my comment did save. In my email, it said, "Thank you for sharing so many different resources that greatly benefit neurodiverse students with autism. We are lucky to be in an era with so many great resources out there. However, it can be challenging and somewhat overwhelming when given too many options. I would be very happy to be implementing these strategies for my future students." And I've been thinking about getting a special ed minor, so I've been kind of looking into that. So that would be good for my high school students, probably even below K through 12. But I put that one as Empowered Learner for my students, which is right here. Students take charge of their learning by using technology to set goals and reflect on their progress. So I have that there, and then I have it as Empowered Learner B. Students build networks and customize their learning environments in ways that support their learning process. So each student has a different learning process. Why not have different tools for each student? Also found that in computer science, high school, and the state learners for demonstrate effective and efficient searches. There's that. I would, like I said, implement that for my special education students who are maybe nonverbal or just have a harder time talking in class. And then I did Eric Kurtz next. In EdTech, highlighted in this blog is the class toolbar, which is a new classroom management feature on Google Classroom. This allows teachers to push content to students' Chromebooks. This was really helpful for me to learn a little bit more about Google Classroom, just because I haven't used it since middle school and high school. We did more of Canvas, so I wasn't really familiar with all the new stuff. My school also didn't have Chromebooks, so I didn't see all of the teacher control aspects until following along with this. This was the blog here, and it gives a step-by-step screenshot of each of the different things that you can use on here. So I found that really helpful. And then my comments, screenshotted it big here. The new class tools featured for Chromebooks looks like an exciting way to enhance classroom management and student engagement. In my future classroom, I would use this tool to share content seamlessly, monitor student progress, and provide real-time support through features like screen sharing and the raise hand function. The live captions and translations would also work perfectly for creating an inclusive learning environment for students with diverse needs. Thanks for sharing. TE206 with that hashtag. Ways that this could be used, obviously, like, we're becoming more of a digital classroom type, but just to continue it interactively instead of just placing a student in front of a screen is something that's super important to me. And then I could see this being used for anywhere throughout my 7 through 12 major. And it uses the facilitator teacher ISTE standard. There it is. Teachers empower students to take ownership in their learning by using technology to explore, create, and grow. And then I said that one went with B, manage the use of technology in student learning strategies and digital platforms, virtual environments, hands-on marker spaces, and in the field. This is super important just to see if students are staying on task and whatnot. And then the state standard that this one went with was social studies, high school, engage and reflect and participate in civic activities. So just doing this as a class and just kind of working together. It is super important to learn about. And then next was Matt Miller. One EdTech tool highlighted in this blog is Google Forms, which is used to create student interest surveys to help teachers build relationships, personalize learning, and make content more engaging. So just really caring more about what students want to learn about. So this was a Facebook post here, and I commented, what a perfect way to connect students with, with subjects that they truly care about. This approach fosters mutual respect in the classroom and is a great teaching strategy. So that one went here. I really did like this content, and especially the blog format. I found it really easy to use, so I did like that. And then the ISTE was teacher leader. Teachers advocate for technology and innovation to create positive change in their schools and communities. So once again, just making sure that students actually care about what they're learning about in the classroom is super important to me. And I went with leader A, shape, advance, and accelerate a shared vision for empowered learning with technology by engaging with education stakeholders. And then that one was also, honestly, for middle school or high school, I would say this one is, like, it kind of matters all throughout your education that you care about what you're learning about. So I did find this in the 8th grade social science standard. Demonstrate ways individuals participate in the political process. For example, registering in voting, elections, contacting government officials, campaign involvement, demonstrating ethical use of information. So this one's more based on like a democracy in the classroom and just kind of deciding what you get to learn about. And then, and all of these are linked here too. I could go through, but I thought it would waste more time scrolling, but with a command search, it'll pull up this code super easily. And then last but not least, I had Tony Vincent. Oh, just kidding. 2 more. Tony Vincent, the EdTech tool highlighted in this tech talk is the use of Google Gemini. I've never used any form of GPT AI, as I said earlier, like this, but I learned that it's important to stay up to date on this type of platform and be ahead of any advancements. So if you go up here, I linked up the TikTok as well. And then I was the first to comment because it was only a 2-day-old video, and like Holly, wasn't very active on TikTok, but I prefer watching those types of videos. So I said, hi Tony, it's important that we remember that even though AI enables some of the most powerful technology out there, it can sometimes make mistakes just like us. Thanks for the reminder. And it was basically how to avoid mistakes while talking to AI, which I honestly would use that as an educator, but I would also show my class that because AI is capable of pretty much everything, you just have to use it correctly. But anyways, so for that ISTE, I would put that as a learner and then linked to my website. As an educator, learner, teachers continuously develop their skills, explore new tools and strategies to support students in model lifelong learning. So that would be the use of Gemini for that. And then Learner C, stay current with research that supports improved student-learner outcomes, including findings from the learning sciences. So staying current with all these uses of AI is extremely important. And then computer science high school, as I mentioned, apply digital literacy by addressing or assessing the validity, accuracy, and appropriateness of information. So if AI tells you something and you don't believe it, it's okay. You can look into it and see if it's accurate or not. And then for Jennifer Gonzalez, I used her blog. This blog showed me Snorkel, an AI-powered platform that allows students to verbally and visually explain their thinking while receiving instant personalized feedback based on their responses. It also provides insights for teachers to track student progress and support learning. So if I go up to this blog, there's a screenshot with the link, and then my comment's super small there, but I copied it on the doc as well. Hi. These EdTech tools sound like they have the potential to make a big impact in classrooms, especially with AI-driven platforms like Snorkel and Notebook LM. However, I agree that ethical considerations around AI use, especially regarding data privacy and copyright, need to be more discussed. It would be great to see more conversations on responsible implementation, so educators feel more confident using these tools in ways that truly benefit students. Thanks for sharing. Hashtag UNKTE206. And then, as my last one, I said that would be knowledge construction for students, and then, let me get to my site. And I'll go over to student standards. Students use digital tools to research, evaluate, and create meaningful knowledge, which a perfect example of digital tool is definitely this EdTech tool. And then knowledge constructor B, students evaluate the accuracy, validity, bias, origin, and relevance of digital content. I do think that middle schoolers and high schools could use something like this. However, state standards, I found it in high school, explain how data is sent through the internet. So, and that would be for the computer science one. I forgot if I mentioned that one or not, but I could use that in my classroom just for like research purposes and stuff in social science or computer science. Just using different websites like this is super important to be familiar with. And then I did my own research on other EdTech blogs, and the one that I could see using in my future is Headspace. I found it just because I was looking up different EdTech tools for mental health, and this is one that showed up. Let me see if it'll load. So, this one's by Luke Edwards. It is a little bit older than 6 months, but I really, really liked it. And there's 5 more mindfulness apps. I was kind of digging around, and I really liked what this one had to say. I do think mental health in the classroom is super important. So, in my future classroom, I could definitely see myself using this Headspace platform to help meditate and calm down my class. Mental health is extremely important, as I just said, and impacts students and teachers on a day-to-day basis, so it's important that it remains a crucial part of education. Education, in my opinion, shouldn't be just about learning facts and textbooks and whatnot, but it's also extremely important that you educate on ourselves. So that is my project. Sorry I went a little bit over time, but I hope you enjoyed all of my new EdTech tools.